Are we?
Hey, folks. It's me, Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And I'm William.
And I'm Michael.
And I feel like that should go in that order.
I don't know. I was waiting on him.
We got the 3 live and then the 1 remote. So
Right, so
Like I'm the fourth leg
that's
here.
the fourth leg of the stool. Yeah.
we're still trying out this remote live guest host thing because I really liked it last time. I had a blast, Michael, with you here. So I'm hoping that we can keep this thing going. So thanks for joining us again this week. We are the Beans and Nice Podcast. We are a podcast about
How we game.
We game?
That's right. That lag is awesome. And no lag. Man.
There's no lie.
I'll get the timing down sooner or later.
But it works. It works. Let me bring Michael's volume up. We got some folks in the actually already watching.
Yeah, everybody let us know if you're hearing us okay, if audio and the video is good.
Wayne says Michael's a little low. We're going to bring him up.
Okay.
How am I now?
That's a little louder.
better?
That sounds better to
That
me.
does sound better to me.
Yeah. And just for everybody watching, we are a podcast about how we game. We talk about board games and board game adjacent geeky goodness, what we've been up to. We do this Thursday night call-in show from 9 to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. And we just talk about, we take calls. We have a few topics that we usually talk about, just what we've been playing, what we've been doing in the last week. And then our main goal is to take phone calls from the audience. We usually have pretty good audience participation every week. And we just talk about anything you want to talk about. Board gaming, war gaming, miniatures gaming, painting, anything board gaming adjacent, geeky goodness that you've been up to.
No Blood Bowl.
Oh, no. We do talk Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is a thing. Blood Bowl is allowed. But it's our call-in show, and it is a live call-in show, Robert.
Yep, live.
I'm going to have you carry that while I grab the phone.
Okay, and what is the... Carson's got to grab the phone. We need that phone for the live call-in show. But
Oh, look at that. From someone that we met last week.
somebody on the chat?
Rachel, yep.
Call out.
Yeah, Rachel says it was nice meeting you guys last week when we had that first game day of the, second Saturday, but first game day on your turn. Was it last week?
Yeah, second Saturday.
Second Saturday. Yeah, sorry.
Locally here in Tampa, we have a second Saturday every second Saturday of every month. We have a board game meetup. We usually have about 20. I think this last one was our biggest one. We did this last Saturday. It was, I think, between 23, 24, 25 people show up. So it was, I think, our biggest game day yet. We played a lot of games. We'll be talking a little bit later in the show. We're going to go around the table a little bit and talk about what games we played during the meetup and who we played them with, and had a great time. What's that, Carlos?
Real deep on that in the podcast.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to have a podcast that we're doing. We just started doing last week for the first time. So we're doing our live call-in show from 9 to 10. And again, we're a little scrambled this week because we announced last week, or we had mentioned it before, that Carlos just had an addition to the family. And we shoot live here. We broadcast live from Carlos's house. But he had his 4th child, his first daughter. So he's got 3 boys, and he now has a little girl. So we were in a little bit of disarray today trying to get things set up here before the show. So hence the grabbing the phone at the last minute. We just got our headsets and everything plugged in just a few minutes ago. So we're a little scrambled getting things kicked off. But
Yeah, Mitchell's waiting.
yeah, all right. Carlos is getting that phone turned on so we can start taking calls. But again, going back to we're doing the live show from 9 to 10-ish. If we run a little long, that's always good, hopefully, because we're on the phone with somebody. But then we've started filming last week a recorded session that we're doing. It's about, we're shooting for about an hour, where we'll get a little more in-depth about things that we've played. We'll talk about new games acquisitions that we've got. We'll talk about some things in the news and board gaming news that we've heard about recently. And we'll just spend about an hour just kind of chatting. The 4 of us this week, I think, will all be here. And then we post that on Sundays. Is that the plan, Carlos? Every Sunday?
Yep, Sundays is when we'll post the podcast.
The recording?
Which I think I just posted the most recent one this Sunday.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Right before we headed out for the baby on Monday.
Yep.
So you can watch that and get more details on things we've been playing. But the phone line is open, 813-618-7099. This is for you all to tell us about what y'all been doing, what y'all been playing. I know I met a lot of new folks at the board game meetup at your turn. So please, all you folks that joined us and met us there and played games with us, call in and talk to us about your experience at the game show, at the game event, and the games that you played.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. We got
All
our
right,
first call
let's
already.
get that going.
Excellent.
Beans and Nice Podcast. State your name, where you calling from.
Hey, this is Wayne from Tampa. How's it going, guys?
Hey, Wayne.
Hello,
There you go.
Wayne.
Hey, congratulations on the 4th one, man.
Awesome.
I did it. I got my first girl.
Finally had a girl. He's got 3 boys now.
I can't hear Wayne in my headset.
You can't hear Wayne in the headset, or we'll work on that for Michael. But
Yeah, we are very
yeah,
disorganized.
what have you been playing? What have you been doing?
Just playing a couple of like little games here, just little stuff. Oh god, my brain's freezing. Big Book of Madness a couple times.
Oh, okay.
But was actually calling about your podcast. I watched it this Sunday. I liked it a lot. It was great until you like just crushed my spirit a bit. Jokingly,
wow. Tell me more. Tell me more.
I want to know what we crushed it on.
I love Crossbows and Catapults. Had the game as a kid.
Oh, there you go.
And
all right.
the moment Restoration Games started, I was emailing them, hey, you got to bring back this game. You got to bring back this game. I know Fireball Island is the first one. Bring back Crossbows and Catapults. Finally got tired of waiting on it, so I went and tracked down an original copy. Bought that.
Oh my god, how much did that cost you?
As soon as I, $100, $120, something like that.
Not too bad.
It was
That's
a
not
good
too
deal.
bad.
It's like a Kickstarter.
Yeah, not too bad.
There you go.
But then as soon as I bought that, Catapult Kingdoms Kickstarter comes out with this big 3-box set. So of course I bought that. Just got that like a month or two ago, and then you guys crushed my dreams telling me that Crossbows and Catapults is coming back for Restoration Games. So
No, it's
of
more
course
like
I'll
we
buy
crushed
that
your
too.
wallet.
Yeah, crush your wallet. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, don't blame
but
it on
yeah,
us,
so-
but that's I don't know a whole lot about it. I know Carlos and William were a lot more excited about it than I was. They had it and or played it as kids. I never experienced
I am
that.
super excited about it, actually.
Michael's super excited about it. Okay, yeah.
Got that game.
I had it as a kid,
Christmas
and I was like one of the ones that would load up on the rubber bands on the
Oh my
things that
God.
would shoot the discs.
You would make that.
just
You
so
would
I
make
could-
it so someone get hurt, huh?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, that's you.
That was like one of my favorite games as a kid. I am absolutely thrilled that they are bringing it back out.
I just want to make sure they bring back
Nobody
the
ever
cheesy
played it by the
commercials,
rules.
the cheesy '90s commercials for that thing. I hope they bring those back too.
What was that, Wayne?
Yeah, I was saying no one ever played the game by the rules. You just the actual rules were kind of weird. You just kind of set up your tassels and just try to crush it, which is basically what I've been doing with my 7-year-old, and then with the Catapult Kingdoms, the same thing, which is pretty cool. It'd be good to have all the sets and just make a big, huge battle out of it all, So,
I'm not familiar with Catapult
but I also agree.
Kingdoms. The others guys might be, but what exactly is Catapult Kingdoms? Is that just another version of it, or?
It's like someone's.
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
it got announced this last week too, where it's pretty much a copy of Crossbows and Catapults and Crossbows.
Okay.
But I think
Yeah.
it's got some extra hype in there, extra rules to make it a little more gamery. What do you know, Wayne?
Yeah. I've already got the game. It Kickstarter delivered maybe a month or two ago. So, and it's it uses it's like little rubberized balls instead of discs. But it's definitely, there's some card play in there, and they definitely have some a little bit better rules. But it's it's definitely newer. It's more like Crossbows and Catapults was like the original version, and then there was like another one, like a knockoff version that used like the rubberized balls. So this one is similar to that. So it came on. It was on Kickstarter like last year, and of course I went all in and got like the 3 sets of it. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Crossbows and Catapults and seeing what Restoration Games can do with it. So,
No,
the other thing
Restoration
I've been
hasn't
playing
failed me
Wingspan-
either, but keep going.
yeah, they really haven't. I was saying I've been playing Wingspan on the digital on Steam a bit.
Oh, yeah. Talked about that
like
last week, yeah.
Same as the Switch app. Yeah, I talked about that. I loved it. I was going to mention that. I don't know if you've ever. There's an app for your phone called Wingsong.
I have it.
That when you play the actual game, you can take a photo of the card and it'll play the songs. It kind of gives you a little bit of the digital experience on the tabletop.
Yep.
So.
I have not touched the Wing Song. I find that the digital app, that background music is so awesome. The
Yeah.
Put you to
and-
sleep?
Well, not just me.
Yeah.
The new baby girl.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Here, it's 4:00 in the morning last night, right? And the baby girl wants to sit up. So I just started playing Wingspan with her on my lap, and the DS in my hands, and the music. And William was right. It knocks you out.
Yeah.
Then you play a bird. You get a little narration on the
I
the
fall asleep
bird.
at my computer desk playing the game.
a little too soothing.
It's very relaxing.
The app is good enough.
Yeah. So no, I just wanted to call in and let you guys know I like the podcast, and I appreciate the information on the Crossbows and Catapults Kickstarter. So that'll of course set my wallet back even more, considering that I've now have 3 different copies of the game. But
Yeah, it's
worth
just
it.
money.
I like restoration games.
We appreciate
Yeah, it was good. And I actually had the Fireball Island. It was good. Like right at the beginning of the pandemic, they had the pay what you can,
Right.
and they were donating.
I missed that.
to charity. So I got that, and so I've been playing Fireball Island and Crossbows and Catapults with my 7-year-old a bunch in the last couple of months. So that
Cool.
that's fun. It's like a kid again. So
That's great news. Well, thanks for the well wishes. I'm so happy to have player number 6 in Cabrera. That's the 4th kid, 6 of us total.
Yeah.
I appreciate those well wishes.
We appreciate the feedback on the podcast. Again, that's something brand new that we just did last week, and so we're going to probably explore that. We'll probably develop it a little bit as we go, but for the first week, I think we were pretty happy with how it turned out. And again, it kind of just gives us a chance to get a little more in-depth on just some topics. Again, with the call-in show, we kind of try to keep things moving along a little bit. We don't get too deep into things, but again, this week we're going to talk a lot about the games we played. I got 5 different games in at the game day, and so it was a big day. It was
a lot of games that day.
13 hours for me or something, but up there. But so we're going to get a little more in depth about those things. But I appreciate that you're liking it, and again, we're going to put those out every week.
Yeah, I like that because sometimes during the call-in show, it's almost like you don't want to call in because you guys are like on a roll talking about a game or something. So it's good to give us an idea,
Awesome.
So that's cool.
Thanks for bringing it up. Have a good day.
Thanks for calling, Wayne.
That was Wayne from Tampa calling in to talk about Crossbows and Catapults, a little bit of Wingspan Digital, and more importantly, talk about our podcast and what he got out of it.
Yeah, very
cool.
That
was cool to hear. There's actually people listening to it.
Oh, yeah. somebody watched it. Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Phone lines open, 813-618-7099. Get in here and tell us about what you've been playing.
Yeah.
'Cause otherwise, we'll just talk about what we've been up to. Yeah. Crossbows and Catapults.
But we know what you've been up to. You've been busy.
Yeah, I'm exhausted, but it's been great. Yeah. But I did post up pictures of my play of Ares Expeditions.
Terraforming
Mars.
Yep.
Ares Expedition. I was trying to decide what games to take to the hospital with me. I knew I wouldn't have a lot of space.
Yeah.
And I saw Rob played with...
We played 2 games right next to each other. So I was in a game of 3, and then we had another game of 3. So we had 6 players, and the game only goes up to, I think it's 4. So we split. We had 2 copies of the game. We split up. We did 3 at one table, and actually we pushed the 2 tables together.
Oh, there we go.
3 and 3. Yep, another call.
Beans and Ice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
My name's Connor. I'm calling from Narberry, Louisiana.
Connor, the man that makes the stuff roll out in New Iberia. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much.
What have you been up to game-wise?
So usually on Thursdays, I'm with Mitchell and our friend Doug. We usually play Oath, which we've called in the last 2 times.
Oh, yeah.
About,
yeah.
This time we played it Tuesday because I think it was Doug that had something come up so we moved it to Tuesday.
Yeah, we need our weekly update. Yeah.
And so I finally got the chance to play the Chancellor role, and
cool.
Lo and behold, I lost.
Oh, so that's the first time the Chancellor's lost then.
Yes.
So
we figured it's a matter of it's really a matter of if the exiles, like the other players, how much they sandbag the Chancellor, or just how, at least with me, how bad the Chancellor is at playing the role.
It sounds like you didn't have a lot of friends in that game.
Popularity contest, yeah.
There's a theme here though with you, Connor.
It doesn't sound like you got friends on that one.
No, because last time he wasn't the Chancellor, but he got suckered into being a helper to the Chancellor, right? But then you finally get some power, and all your peeps leave you behind, bro. What happened?
Dude, I have no idea. That's a game I've yet to figure out how to actually get going and get in a winning position of. Because I'll have it for a round or 2, and then it just gets taken away, and I can never get it back. It's so aggravatingly difficult. But so Mitchell will be the Chancellor next week, and he's already got control of over half the board. So we'll see how that works out.
He must have had something working in the background.
It is 3 players, right? You're doing 3-player.
Yeah, so the one we're doing is 3 players, but I mean, with the way the game is, you could theoretically, add as many or kick out as many as you want or need.
Cool. So that's tough though, because you don't have enough people helping you to dethrone him, right? It sounds like you need some more bodies there to help keep him in check.
Definitely, you should definitely fly out and do that.
Yeah, there you go. It's
roll out. Yeah. Autobots.
But so the reason why I'm calling this week is I had a sort of a big question I want to ask all of y'all.
Okay, cool.
So obviously with COVID hitting, the world and everybody by storm, board games have now made their way to the digital realm. Not as many as I would hope, but quite a bit of the popular ones. So my question is, which ones do you want to see get a digital remaster?
And we got to be careful with this topic because thinking back to week 1 of our show, we had a caller who was very upset that we discussed digital versions of games and said we were ruining the hobby and we were belittling board games,
designers, and publishers.
Yeah, designers and publishers.
Let's not rehash Steven.
Okay, all right, sorry.
He's still a Hall of Fame caller.
Oh yeah.
Hall of Fame caller.
First timer. Yeah.
So why don't we just go around then?
Go ahead, Robert.
I'm sorry. What was the question again? I'm trying to
digital reimplementation.
Oh, digital reimplementation. I haven't done much digital gaming. The only game that I have played, and actually I never have played the board game version of it, but it's Age of Empires, and I'm trying to remember exactly how I was introduced. I was watching a content provider, and he was going through. He usually does board games, but during the beginning of the COVID, he started doing more digital stuff, and he played Age of Empires, and for him, he had played Age of Empires for years and years, and then he was just tipping his toes into the water of the digital version, and he was raving about how much he liked the digital version so much better than the tabletop version, just because, again, I understand from the tabletop version that game has a lot of upkeep, there's a lot of cards, there's a lot of remembering rules of to certain things go away in certain ages and certain things come on the table, and it's just a lot of upkeep on the board, and so he was raving about it. So I got on. I don't remember if it was a free trial or if it was just a real cheap, it might have been like a $3.99 kind of thing on the computer on Steam, and so I went and just downloaded it because he looked like he was having a good time, and I like Civ Builders. I mean, that's a type of game that I like quite a bit, and so I got on and I started playing it, and I got hooked on it, and so for the last year and a half, that has been probably 90% of my digital gaming has been that game. And again, it's a fairly deep Civ Builder. I'd say a game takes me 2 to 3 to 4 hours, depending on how many computer players I play with. I've only played against the AI. One of the cool things about it is they have challenges that they do, so you can just play the game and you can put in AI and you can set them at 3 different levels, beginning, intermediate, or advanced. But then they have these challenges you do, and they handicap you different ways, or they give the AI certain advantages, and then you play through to see if you can beat them. And I've been playing that up and down, sideways.
What's the name of that app?
It's Age of Empires is the game, so it's just the Age of Empires.
It's an actual video game.
Yeah, it's the actual video game version of the board game, and I've really enjoyed it. And I guess just kind of maybe getting back to your question,
is it a board game version of a video game?
Yes. The video game came out before the board game.
Okay.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So there you go. So I really enjoyed playing that. But how about you, Will?
So I play probably the most games here, probably as far as video games concerned.
I will not argue.
So I play.
I've seen your Steam library.
I got like
easy now.
Oh, whoa! Sorry. Hey, Michael.
What about you, Michael?
He's over there.
What you got? How many games you got in your library?
I think I just crossed the 700 mark.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
All right. Well, how many have you played?
I like how the question's going.
Yeah, I played every single one.
Sorry.
I purchased.
557 games. That's
well,
what
I purchased. I have over 180 games, and I played every single one of them.
Well,
so Connor, are you asking which game do we want to see turned into a digital implementation, or which one are we liking now?
No, like which one do you want to see made into a digital game?
Oh, okay.
I'll answer for William and I both. I'm vetoing this. I'm taking the answer. That way we can get to Connor's question.
I'm curious.
The Command and Colors series. Like right now, the game, there's only one Command and Colors game, which is the Command and Colors Ancient, and it is just terrible, poor interface, all that junk, right? And the rules aren't even right. Like they had the programming didn't program the rules right. And then FFG made a version out of their Battle Lore Second Edition, right? But that's not my favorite world of Command and Colors, right? My favorite world of Command and Colors is the historical stuff. Someone needs to go through and implement all of these Command and Colors games so we can play online against each other using the historical games. Would that answer your question, William?
Yes and no.
Okay, now you can answer.
There's one. I'll go probably in the reverse order. So I'll go with the video game that came out, and now the Kickstarter will be coming out. And I didn't do the Kickstarter. That's Frostpunk. So the video game came out for it, and I didn't back it, and I was like, I'm not too sure about it. But I bought the video game after the Kickstarter ended, and I was like, damn, I wish I would have gotten the Kickstarter for that game. That's gonna have a lot of hard choices between the players on the way that game works. You know, it's pretty much the fall of the government. The whole earth is frozen over. You have to collectively manage the one giant boiler in the center of the colony, if you want to call it.
Right.
You have to work together to pass certain laws to do things, and that's just in the video game. Well, in the board game, they're going to implement that the same way, at the same time, but certain laws will benefit certain castes of the society in the game. You know, the poor
There's
people.
child labor in it.
There's child labor.
There's that, right?
There's cannibalism in it. There is, you know, do we take the bodies and burn them for fuel?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's but every tough choice has a negative effect.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, Michael, we'll let you wrap this one up quick for Connor. Anything you'd like to see implemented as a digital?
If it hasn't been done already, to me, it's the games that ones that take a long time to set up and also have a bunch of fiddly rules that, you know, a lot of upkeep. Just looking at my collection, I would say Too Many Bones I would love to see made into a video game.
But that's a poker chip game. How's that fiddly? Like, that's supposed to be like
dice.
easy.
There's tons of dice.
Lots of dice.
Cards. It's a whole RPG, like in a sitting.
Oh, see, I guess I assume that because of that whole poker chip mechanic, the idea was to simplify the table setup, but it made it fiddly.
I'm not saying it's fiddly. There's just some upkeep to it, and there is setup to it. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, Connor, what about you? We'll let you wrap it up for us.
So the game I want to see, which is actually already being developed, is Tapestry.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But mainly because it's one of my favorite games that I've played so far.
I know if you talked about that when you called in before, yeah.
Yeah, so I think the group is called George and the Goat or something like that. They have a Facebook group and they're like giving updates on how their development is going, but that'll be a fully fledged AI-driven game. So I'm very excited for that one.
Cool.
Oh, that'd be good.
Tapestry hasn't hit off at this table as well as it has there, but up in Spring Hill, our buddies in Spring Hill fell in love with it.
They just started it and they're in love with it.
There's a group in Spring Hill that's playing it hardcore.
And I got to fix something real quick. Just I said Age of Empires. I had the wrong game. I actually own Age of Empires. It's Through the Ages is the game that I was.
It felt like you were describing Through the Ages.
Through the Ages, yes. Not
I didn't call you old or drunk.
No, that's it. So I had to look it up here because
or both.
I knew it was not a video game first. It was a board game first. So it's Through the Ages. Yep.
Thank you, Connor.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Call back next week. We still want to hear updates on Oath. I'm curious to see how that Chancellor role goes. That's a big deal. Take care.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We'll have to do that.
Have a good night.
See who wins it back.
All right, that opens up the phone line. 813-618-7099 is the number here. That was Connor from New Iberia, Louisiana. He talked about the digital reimplementation he's looking forward to as Tapestry. And he gave us his weekly update of Oath, which I think I said it early on.
Yeah.
If it's a consim game, right, a conflict simulation, counterinsurgency style game.
Okay, sure.
It needs more people.
Yeah,
At three players, it's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, I think with 4, I think I'd heard 4 is kind of 4 to 5 is where that game really sings. Yeah.
And I think the more I hear of it, the more I know it's not for me.
Yeah,
it doesn't interest me at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I know we talked about it before. The one review we saw with the Shut Up and Sit Down guys, they were like, this game is only for you if you have a group who is wanting to play it. So if you already have a group and they know they want to play it, then that's great. But anybody else, it's probably not one you just pick up and hope to get a group together or hope to play someday. Yeah. So
not that I don't want to hear the weekly updates on it though, but
I do.
I just know it's not for me. That's all.
Yep, absolutely. Cool.
I was talking a little bit about what we were doing at the board game meetup day with the games that we played. I think for me, we
were on Ares Expedition. I think we were starting.
No, that's where we were. We haven't got there yet. I was still in
Mars,
Ares Expedition. This is why we started a podcast. We can actually finish a sentence. Ares Expedition, the footprint on it was the key piece that I wanted to get across.
Yeah.
Where I literally had no room in that hospital room where my wife had just given birth to a child and all that.
As she's giving birth, you're pulling out the board game and setting it up, right?
I tell you what, he's starting off right. That's the first thing the kid says, Dad, board game.
From security all the way up to every nurse and cafeteria worker that came in to deliver food. I got the weirdest looks.
Nerd.
Like,
geek, what do you know with that game? This is a hospital.
I'm holding a 1-day-old in one arm, and I'm like fanning through my cards, like, oh, how do I get more algae?
Unreal, man. Unreal.
That's Carlos. Yeah.
But it works.
Speaking of small games, have you guys seen the print and play for Gloomhaven?
What's the name of that? It's a different name. Is it?
I just played Gloomhaven last night.
I forget the name of it, but it's like Gloomhaven played in like 20-something
18 cards.
Really?
18 cards. They're going with like a Palm Island feel. Robert, I taught you Palm Island.
Yeah. We played.
One hand.
It's on BGG.
A deck of cards. Yeah, pull it up, Rob.
Is it actually a Gloomhaven licensed product?
No, but Jamie gave him permission to keep going.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I heard that the other day. I'm sorry, not Jamie. Childress.
Childress.
Man, you got Jamie on the mind.
Isaac Childress.
Man.
Yeah. What's it called? I was going to try to pull it up here on BGG. Any idea?
It's on the hot list. Just go to the hot list.
Yeah, go to the hot list.
All right,
I'm sure if you type in Gloomhaven, everything related to that will come up.
Over here.
There's the hamburger over in the top left.
Oh, well, here's the hot list. Here's the top ones. I see Gloomhaven's on there at like 20, but I don't see.
Someone typed in the chat what it was. Maybe possible.
Gloomholden.
Gloomholden.
That's what it is.
Gloomholden.
That was Exodus in the chat. Gloomholden.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, thanks for the assist.
It's like Gloomhaven that you're holding in one hand, like Palm Island.
Got it. All right, here it is. Yep. 8.5 score on the BGGs. Not bad. Overall rating 9,645. And this is 20 to 30 minutes to play.
Wow.
3.6 weight, 1 to 2 players.
And it fits in your pocket.
Yeah, so it is a 2-player experience. Interesting. So we'll pull up some pictures of it here. But what have you heard about it?
I've just heard that people love it. I mean,
really?
The ones that take the time to print it out and do it right. That it's literally. I mean, obviously you're not going to have the grandiose storyline.
Sure.
But it's like playing Gloomhaven, but it's a miniaturized version of it.
Yeah, well, gosh, I'm seeing it here. Like I say, I just played Gloomhaven last night, and me and I have a separate group outside of you guys that I played Gloomhaven with. Me and Nick Obed and Joe Garcia.
That's how they do in Pasco County.
Yeah, Pasco County, other county over. But we played just last night. We have it had been a weekly. We actually just counted last night. It had been, I think, 7 weeks since we played. That's by far the longest break we've had, but we've been playing almost 2 years now. We've completed the full base box. We probably had close to 100 hours in beating that and getting through that, and then we've been working on Forgotten Circles, and we looked last night, kind of looked ahead a little bit just to see, and we have 3 scenarios left to complete our storyline in Forgotten Circles, and we'll have that done. So we're probably at about 115, 120 hours we're estimating into Gloomhaven. But yeah, this looks like Gloomhaven. It's the symbology is all the same. The little mini dungeons are the same. You got these little counters here for your hit points and stuff. So yeah, this appears to be Gloomhaven in the palm of your hand. I would agree just from looking at it.
Have you done Jaws of the Lion yet? Have you finished that?
We have not finished. Carlos and I have started that. Did we start at 2 different groups? And once we got through, I think the first 2 or 3 scenarios, and then we started again.
It's a campaign. Carlos is not going to finish it.
And we got through about 6 the second time.
I mean, just give up. He's not going to do it.
I actually
got no dice. Why would I even try?
I was just talking to Carlos about borrowing, and I'm going to borrow it, and I'm going to get my own group together to play it. So
there you go.
It's just so bad.
Carlos has a hard time. After about 4 or 5 games, he takes a nosedive, and he's done with a game usually. But yeah, I'm hardcore. I'm just the opposite. If I start on a campaign, I'm going to finish that sucker. So
yeah.
Antlab Games says you guys are dedicated, so you got props from Antlab.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Well, thanks to Francis and Anthony. Yeah, very cool.
See, if I had dice, I'd care.
Got a call coming in.
Yeah.
Beans and Dice podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, this is Ben from Tampa calling.
Hey Ben,
long time no see,
Hey.
Ben.
Oh, he died.
Yeah, right. 3-4 days, something like that.
Yes, sir.
all the way since Saturday, the big game day. Yeah.
Yeah, man, always a good time.
What's your topic, sir?
Well, first off, Carlos, congratulations on the baby girl, my
Congrats. Yeah, absolutely.
I did it. I made a girl.
man. Yep.
You.
It was a team effort. Yeah, team effort.
That's how we do in Hillsborough County.
Yeah,
too,
the
right?
whole second Saturday group really put in effort for that one, you know?
Yeah, it was a team effort. We're all in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the games I've been getting up to, obviously played Between Two Castles with you guys on Saturday, and then Who Goes There?
Oh yeah.
Me and another group started Etherfields.
Oh,
So
very
we're
cool.
playing that each week.
That's huge. Yeah.
That game, it's huge, and man, it is. I wasn't sure about it, you know, and I've been so pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because I did single shipping on that. So.
Yeah, me too. And I was like, I don't know if I want this anymore. But then we played a few, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I got this thing. I'm glad I got the whole thing coming in too. Awesome. And then Tuesday I played Blood Rage, and I played a lot of Blood Rage digitally. Funny you guys were talking about digital implementations just now. And I hadn't really played the physical version but one other time. And, man, I got my ass handed to me playing against actual humans again, you know?
Wow.
It was, I had forgotten about a couple of the cards that basically wipe out everything that's in a battle except for one unit, and I was committing entire armies to a single space and watching it all fall apart. So learned a couple of lessons on that one. But yeah, man, I just so that's what I've been up to this week, and I was thinking about some of the stuff. I actually sent Carlos some feedback on those new that expansion for Between Two Cities.
If you didn't bring it up, I was going to. I've got it in front of me because I did want to get your thoughts on Between Two Castles. Yeah. Right, so Stonemeyer Games sent us a copy of Between Two Castles, and we did a video on that a couple, 3-4 months ago.
Yeah,
and then the Secrets and Soirees expansion came out, and we took it to the game day yesterday or this Saturday, and Ben was one of the players that came in. What were your thoughts on Between Two Castles with the expansion?
So I had never played. That was my first time ever playing Between Two Castles. So getting it with the expansions was good for me. I liked having the expansions in there. So the two main things that I didn't really know what the expansion bonus cards were, but the rooms, the activity rooms and the secret rooms is what I worked on and what I could talk to. So the activity rooms, I wasn't real sure about, because looking at the card, you only score points off the orthogonally adjacent rooms to it. Whereas with the regular rooms, you know, if you play it right, you can score every single diagonal or orthogonal around it. So I didn't really go heavy with the activity rooms on one of my castles, thinking that, it won't score that many points. But then I look over at Will and his buddy Patrick that he was playing with.
I think it's the one I won.
And they've got this tower. Yeah, they've got this tower stacked up with activity rooms, each activity room scoring off its buddy, and then all of them together scoring off this tile. It was just bonkers, 17 points or something. So
and then capping it off with the tower token at the top to make everything score an extra point on top of all that.
Right. It was really cool. So I really came around to the activity rooms after I saw that and how that played out. So yeah, I mean, I thought the activity rooms added a lot of flexibility that the regular rooms might not have, because, the regular rooms only like one other type of adjacent room, right?
Right. It tells you which room they want.
Right. The activity rooms dislike in one type of room, and then they like everybody else. So you got a lot more flexibility with those. So I thought that was a cool addition, even though I'd never played it before.
Well.
And then the other one, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I haven't played the expansion. I know you guys, Will and Carlos, both got in on that on Saturday.
It didn't really affect my gameplay too much, to be honest with you. Just like the activity room, I scored a lot of points in it, but that wasn't the castle I actually won on. It was the castle to my right that made me won.
Oh, really? The one we worked on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was the one that got me the win right there.
Was that the one you ignored?
Game, no, man. We were really collaborating on that one.
Yeah, but I gotta say, your decisions were so fast. Ben and William, right? The deciding of what tiles to pick and where to put them, I felt was the fastest of the entire group.
Right.
So I didn't have high hopes in that zone, but it ended up being a very high scoring zone. So it sounded like you guys knew what you were wanting to do. You drafted to it and made it happen.
I would look over at the castle, see what tiles I had in my hand, and if there was one that was a particularly good fit, I was like, all right, that's it, easy. And then I just say to Will, here's where I think this one could go, and pretty quick we'd be like, yeah, it looks good, and vice versa. So, well, cool. I'm glad our castle helped you win, then.
Took up the victory.
Yeah, it was. I think it was by a lot too. It was. I had one castle that was 85, and I had one castle that was 77, and that was the one that was mine. That was the one that was 77.
Okay.
I think the one piece that I feel like I robbed from you, Ben, was the scoring piece. A lot of people talked about the scoring aspect being so tedious and frustrating that there's an app. The app was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I was able to just like scan
that was cool.
the player board and it totaled up everything.
Wow.
It just did all the math.
Very cool.
It knew the rooms.
I
But that's one of my favorite parts of the game. Like the Excel spreadsheet piece of it.
and you don't like role player, which is all about excelling and moving numbers and flipping dice and
and it's dice.
I got to give that one another chance. It was one of those late night dice tower games, 4 a.m. That may have been
play with one of the expansions. That's why
I have not played with the expansions. I've played it 10 times now without any
makes it so much better.
That's what I keep hearing. I got to play it.
So, what'd you think about the other game we played before you?
Ben, talk to us about who real quick. Talk to us about Who Goes There. You join us in on that. What are your quick thoughts on Who Goes There?
I loved Who Goes There. I loved it.
That was a good story.
It was so much fun. Yeah, it was so much fun. And that's the thing about those hidden role trader co-op, competitive co-op kind of games is that the stories that just come out of them are always good and memorable. Like Nemesis is like that. Anytime we play BS Battlestar Galactica.
Who was the one that
Dark Moon or any of those?
Carlos had said something. Who's the one that spit up beer? Like
Jordan. I said something stupid funny, and he just spewed beer and laughter.
There. I think you said something to him or something.
Oh, something about I'm not bunking with you. You go bunk with the dead bodies or something.
You just take a nap. Just lay there, take a nap. We were wiping up beer for a while.
Yeah, but the bunking with all the wood, it's like, I got a ton of wood.
That was me. That was me. That was me.
Yeah.
That took me back to like Catan level humor. Like Catan level humor.
Exactly,
but you'll hear Mr. Jeeves, caller last week. Mr. Jeeves says he agrees with you on this. He agrees with you. So.
Yeah. It was just a good time. We got a few things mixed up here and there, but the funny thing about those is invariably the person who does not want to be the traitor at all, like diametrically opposed to being the traitor, becomes the traitor.
Of course.
That's like every single time I've played one of these kind of games. I didn't want to be the traitor.
Although
Ashley took it like a champ.
She did get a moral victory. Man. She got a moral victory. Though.
I agree. I give Ashley the victory, right? Although she didn't win by the condition of being the traitor, she prevented us from winning at all. We could not. Yep. I mean, like we totally bombed the helicopter roll to get out of there. So I think Ashley is officially the winner.
She stopped us from getting a lot.
I agree with that.
So Ashley, mad props to you. From all of us to you, we think you won that. Ben, thanks for your call again. We'll see you soon for more gaming.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks for calling. Have a good night.
Hey, before you go, tell the folks what's the next game you're teaching at your turn. Let them know what you're teaching at your turn.
At your turn, this Sunday at 2 p.m., I'm going to be teaching Seven Wonders.
There you go.
I'm thinking about going to that.
I think it's the first edition.
I own it, and I still haven't played it.
I might be still never played that.
I do not want to sit next to Carlos playing that one because it'd be military. Just keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it's going to be.
We can't sit next to each other.
At the end.
No.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, come on down, guys. 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Sounds good.
Have a good night.
All right.
Thanks.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, phone lines open again, 813-618-7099. That was Ben from Tampa talking about our recent game day, his plays of Between Two Castles and his plays of Who Goes There, which I found to be so much fun. So much better than I thought it would be.
Got a new caller.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
This is Mitchell from Louisiana. What's up?
Hey, Mitchell.
Hello, Mitchell.
We had to hear from you before it was over.
I had to hear from you,
man.
I'm a little late tonight. Wait, what was that?
I said you were sleeping on the job. You're like caller number 5 instead of 1.
I know. Well, and I heard William at the very beginning. I was like 15 minutes late to the stream. I just watched all of it at 2 times, and then I heard William say, "Yeah, Mitchell's waiting. We got to get started." So, I just watched everything on 2 times speed, so I'm caught up. But
awesome.
how y'all doing? Congrats on the baby, first of all, Carlos, and everybody's saying that's a cool thing to do, right?
Very cool.
It's okay. If all you want to do is call in and tell me congrats, I'm taking it, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, at the same time, I also run you through the mud for losing the board game battle too, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, man, that was such a close one, though.
I was on the winning side of the vote on that one, so I'm happy.
Traitor.
Good job, Rob.
You don't like dice.
What's the next one that's posting up?
On Tuesday, we're doing Best Deck Builder.
Oh.
And who are 2 that you're picking?
Choices.
What are the 2 you're talking about?
So 2 very different games. Actually, one of them I've talked about on here before. I'm arguing for Mystic Veil. I mean, it's like
Michael's
a deck builder where you also create your cards. Yeah, I think Michael, was it you that had done the unboxings on the channel of that? Or something?
Yeah. He did.
Yeah, that's right.
Very good.
It was
That's
one of
right.
his first videos, but yeah.
That was a great one.
It was a good
Yeah.
one. It was a really good one.
And then completely different game, a game I hate a lot, is Great Western Trail. Have you guys played that?
Oh, yes.
I don't say hate.
I wouldn't say hate, but we did not like it. We did not.
Loathe
Oh,
entirely.
We did not catch on to that. And again, we played that. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but we played that
At
when it
Dice
was the
Tower.
newest hotness. Yeah, it was just out. Everybody was falling in love with it. All the reviews were giving it, 8s and 9s and 10s.
And then we gave it a second chance here at the house.
We played it
Greg
twice. Yeah.
from Sarasota
Right.
drove all the way from Sarasota to teach us again because we just
2 hours.
couldn't
Yeah.
figure it out
2
right.
hours to
didn't
get
feel
to
it.
us. Yep.
And he's like, no. He taught us scythe. He taught me scythe, got me fully into
Yep.
it,
Yep.
fell in love with it. He's like, it's there. Let me bring it up. Let's play it.
Yep.
And he brought it all the way from Sarasota.
He said, "You guys must be missing something because this is a great game." And he brought it, taught it to us, and we got done, and we looked at each other, and we was like, "Nope, still don't like it."
No, I don't understand how it's so high on BGG.
Yeah.
Mechanically, it's tedious. Thematically, it's boring. It's about cows.
Yeah.
So
Tell me how you really feel.
I don't get it.
Yep.
It takes forever to play.
Yeah.
I like almost every game I play. There's very few that I'll say I dislike. So for me to be talking this badly about a game
Yeah.
is a big deal.
Sounds like you're
Anyway, I
already
wasn't
making
calling
your
it that
argument
game.
before the video got put up.
Yeah, well, the video's been filmed. It's in editing. Maybe I'm just rehashing some of the
Oh, here
things.
we
that
go.
said
Got
in
to touch the
video.
nerve. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, Carlos, you asked. This wasn't my fault.
I did
was
ask.
calling
I did
to talk
ask.
about some new games I played this week,
Oh,
actually.
cool. What have you played?
So, you guys ever played Passing Through Petra? I've heard about it a lot. I've never played it until this week.
I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
Like a
It's unique. It's
tile laying
really-
game?
Yeah, yes, yeah. But it's not puzzly. I know you guys, I've talked to you guys about how I don't
Right.
like puzzles. It's really unique. It's hard to describe. So you have this worker, and he's in the middle of almost like a tic-tac-toe grid. It's a 3x3 grid. And you can only move orthogonally, and each side of the grid has a different action. So there are 4 actions you can take. So you have to be able to move toward that action to take the action, which means if we do a little bit of addition here, we can't do an action more than twice in a row because then you're hitting the wall.
Right.
So it's like there's 2 diametrically opposite actions that you can move toward, and that's how you choose what to do. And the components are really interesting. Petra, that thing in the mountains and somewhere in the desert, right?
Sure.
And it's like people coming through this little valley. I don't know if you guys have the pictures up from BGG.
Yeah,
we're
But
flipping.
it's like this little... Yeah. It's really cool components, and as you pick them, they slide along, and they go into your market, and you have to do kind of a little multiplication problem where each person has asymmetric pairings of them. And then once you do that, you move around in like this trading route, and you're dropping off cubes as you're doing it.
Uh-oh.
And so it's not like it's a set number. Oh, cubes. Yep. Rob, you heard that?
I'm on it. I was going to mention
I
it if
saw
Will
his
didn't, but,
eyes
yeah.
go like this. He
My
went-
eyes got big, yeah.
He went, cubes.
I hope that was the only thing.
And what I like about it is it's not like a set number of turns or anything like that. It's just once someone has all the cubes off their board, they win. It's done. So it's not like you're counting points or anything like that. It's just once these are off, they're done. And you can only get them off by trading them out or by completing like secret objectives. It's really unique, really different. I know it's only got like a 6 point something on BGG, not super high.
I was going to mention
but,
that, yeah.
Yeah, it's unique, and I enjoyed it. It's a nice kind of quick filler game. A little heavy for a filler, but yeah. And I saw some people have some negative reviews about the board itself, like, the art on the board being lackluster, but with that little valley thing, it's cool. It does enough for me. It moves the needle.
I mean, you think about like Century Spice Road.
That's it. I was going to say, I'll get a flavor of that just
Right.
with the cubes. I guess here you're not converting cubes, it doesn't sound like. But,
he's not as happy
Yeah, I
anymore.
like converting cubes. But
I'm sorry. Terribly sorry to
missing
disappoint
that.
you.
that's all right. But there's little cubes, little discs, all little wooden bits. There's little, I don't know what those are, those markers on that little 3x3 board
You got
over
these
there,
tile
but, yeah.
boards that are using like a plastic wall. Right, so kind of some 3D terrain there to make
Yeah.
it look pretty.
Yeah, it's got some
That's,
table presence, yeah.
Passing Through Petra. Who's the publisher, Robert, on that?
Let's go back.
Renegade. It's the same people that did Clank, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
Renegade
Clank.
Games.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Michael at Armada had
Yeah.
mentioned this one in a phone call. That's why I knew a little bit about it. Michael at Armada had mentioned that because they've got a bunch of Renegade games that came in.
It says 2 to 4 players, 60 minutes. It's got a 6.7 rating. You think the 60 minutes is pretty accurate, or?
I would say, honestly, if it's not someone learning it for the first time, it would probably be under an hour.
Okay, cool.
Because you only have, I think it's 9 cubes you have to get put out.
Yeah.
And each time you go once, I don't know if you guys can see those little circular tracks. Based on what color is trading, you're trading different parts of the world. Each time you go around those one time, you drop off a cube. It's like your goods that you're dropping off.
Okay, yeah, I see.
And so, So, yeah, there's that. And then I don't want to rehash this too much because I know you guys have already talked about it. It was actually one of my first shows that I called into you talking about Dune Imperium versus Lost Ruins of Arnak. You guys taught me Arnak a while back, and a buddy of mine taught me Dune Imperium, and since then I've got like 3 games in the last week. It is a lot of fun, and I think it's even better than Arnak as a deck builder plus worker placement.
There we go. That's one for my side.
So I think we're having audio problems.
No, that's one for my side.
Sorry, gotta let you go.
So,
Mitchell, can't hear you.
Yeah, I like both, but Dune is my game, and Carlos is the champion for Arnak. So,
that's gonna have to be a board game battle.
I think if you're a person, yeah, it definitely will be one day, 100%.
Yeah.
If you're a person who's thematic is important for, I can see the lure of Arnak, the components and the art and things like that.
He's definitely on his side
mechanics
for any game.
Dune Imperium.
Yeah. The mechanics are solid.
It's amazing how similar they are. So you guys had shown me how it's deck building plus worker placement, but not only that, you have to play a card that matches the space your worker's going to. That's like the exact same as Arnak, and then you don't get the benefit. It's amazing to me that both these games came out within a few months of each other.
Yeah.
With as long as development takes, I highly doubt they were copying off each other, but they're very similar.
They are, yeah.
And both of them already have expansions announced too. Like the Dune one's coming out this year already. It's like new factions and like technology tiles and like these little spaceships you can fly around.
Yeah.
A little quick turnaround for an expansion, in my opinion. Maybe it's because I'm late to the game. But
now
Robert's more.
The bigger Dice Tower fan here, and I caught some of the Dice Tower awards. I saw that Dune did win an award.
Won an award, but Arnak won with 3.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay. Arnak was out first, I believe, so they've been out of the market a little longer. So Dune's trying to catch up, but I mean they're both great.
They're both
games.
great games.
I mean, we both
great. I'll play either one of them anytime.
Yeah, we both enjoy both of them. Yeah.
But the movie stunk.
Yep.
But they're doing a remake.
I haven't seen the old movie. Was it like staying in it or something?
I mean, go back and watch it. I did it just so I can kind of catch up on that. And at the end of it, I was just like,
it's bad.
Wow, the 80s was weird.
Yeah, just read the
early
material.
80s, I think, movie.
Just read the source material. So much better.
The remake looks like it'll be pretty good. It's got a lot of big names attached to it. Was it like
which I think Gale Force 9 has the license for the remake, right? Because they're the ones doing
they did the
other Dune games.
They reprinted the original Dune game.
And I think Portal Games is doing one off of
they're off the new
movie as well,
based off of their
old detective game,
detective series. Yeah.
So Dune's getting popular right now because of the movie, but yeah, good choices there. Good games too. And I'll end off on this note to say, bro, Connor was your boy last week, and he finally gets a little bit of power, right? A little distribution of that wealth.
Yeah.
And then you just leave him behind?
And he calls and tells us how you wrecked his day as the chancellor.
Okay, he was a chancellor, and it wasn't looking great for me at first. The goal in this game was to hold a specific tile, which you either have to pay a lot of money to get or attack, and it's very hard to attack. And so I had to go to an alternative victory condition, which the one I drew was just control the North Territory. And I was having trouble getting to that. And so I asked Connor, hey, you want to make me a citizen? And we could kind of team up together, and he did not. He did not take that bait. And so actually, I don't want to toot my own horn, but really the only reason I won, it came down to table talk. So the way that the alternative victory condition works is you have to have it and then still have that condition at the start of your next turn. So it was clear, everybody knew I had it, and if I still had the most territories at the beginning of next turn, I would win. So Doug, who was next after me, I said, Doug, don't waste your time trying to stop me. Because I'm just going to win. Make him do your dirty work. And Doug was like, yeah, okay.
That won't work. That won't work at this table. That will never work at this house.
Well, it sounds like a few games of TI that I've been involved in. So
yeah, but that was all the St. Pete guys getting together. I don't play that Ray.
We just punch each other.
We never invited them back. We don't do kingmaking in this house.
Doug thought that Connor would be able to get me on his turn, but I guess he didn't do his math correctly. And then whenever it turned to Connor's turn, he looked at his actions available, and he's like, this is literally impossible. Congratulations, Doug. You just gave Mitchell the game, and I was fine with that. So it has been proven that the Chancellor can be taken down now. And now that we've all had a turn as the Chancellor, what we've decided is, as is recommended in the rule book, whoever wins is the Chancellor next week. Because the Chancellor is choosing kind of how the board is set up, and the Chancellor gets to start on those places. And so it just makes sense for continuity's sake for the Chancellor to be the winner from the previous time.
I'm sorry, your Jedi mind tricks aren't fair.
No, cheating.
Not fair.
He's got to play a game of TI4 in this house.
Keep us posted. Lots of games you're playing, and you're posting them up on the board game group. Folks, Mitchell has been posting them there, and I'll tell you to do the same on our Facebook group, our community group, the Beans and Dice community group, which is, I think, linked to our page on Facebook. There's a place in there to post up pictures of games you've been playing. Yeah. Loser's Couch. Post up there about what you've been playing. And so we can see, we can get more information from you. So thank you for being active on those boards, Mitchell. I appreciate your call.
And real quick, give us a plug for your channel.
Yeah, Board Game Battles. Every Tuesday we release a debate about the best board game in a certain genre. I just did one with Carlos. It was best Viking game, Blood Rage versus...
Champions?
Oh, yeah, Champions of Midgard.
Yeah.
I forgot about it. That's how forgettable it is, right?
That's how quickly
And we let the viewers vote on the winner, and we announce the next week. Lots of fun. Board Game Battles. Check it out.
Awesome. We'll keep
Thanks,
watching.
y'all.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Good.
That was Mitchell from Louisiana. We got time for one more call if you've got it, one or two, depending on how many call in.
Yeah.
813-618-7099. Let's see here. Wayne says, this is why Carlos leaves cards. He's right. It's Jordan spitting beer off everything.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Gotta
back to
sleeve
that.
cards.
Yeah. And you've had a few.
I wasn't upset though. We all laughed. It was
You've had a few run-ins with that. You've had a little incident with
Sippy Cup Max Burns.
Sith, and that with your coconut board and with Scythe. I said Sith, Scythe. Yeah,
all
Scythe,
of it was with
obviously.
beer.
Yeah.
Every single one has been beer.
Yeah, had a few run-ins.
It's been beer the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's where Michael brings the gallon of water.
Yeah. He keeps it in a jug under the table, though, so it's well. Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, he's got it right there.
Right, handy. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, on screen.
Man, that's awesome.
Another call coming.
Beats and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, it's Michael from Armada.
Hey, you made it!
Man.
Excellent.
Haven't heard you from a while, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we're staying open later, so it's a little bit harder for me to get away.
For sure. Well, that's good. That means business has happened.
Yep.
So what have you been up to?
I caught a little bit of the show tonight, but unfortunately not much.
Yeah. Okay. That's right. We want to know more about what you've been up to.
Unfortunately, as somebody who runs a game store, playing games is not often a thing. I've been watching a lot of Blood Bowl, though.
Nice.
Blood Bowl.
A lot of Blood Bowl we played in the store.
And Brew just came out today.
Oh,
and
Kickstarter.
I definitely want to get that in played.
Which one?
Brew. I'll pull it up here on the BGG.
Yeah, Rob's going to pull it up for me. Tell me about it, Michael.
I'm definitely familiar, but go ahead. Yep.
It's a new one from Pandasaurus Games. Looks like it's going to be pretty fun. The concept is a little bit out there, but it's a board game, so
sure. Yeah.
But it's like area control plus worker placement plus dice rolls, and then you can do resource management stuff to mitigate your dice rolls. So it seems pretty decent from the videos that I've watched of it, and it just came out. Actually, I think it released yesterday. But we're going to be adding it to the library on Monday. So
awesome.
Are you doing another event like the last time with the addition to the library?
Yeah. Speaking of which, I did put that event up already.
Because I remember the Abomination event that you did.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Abomination. I don't remember the Brew, but maybe I saw it and just don't remember. Yeah.
I put the event up today. But it's scheduled for this coming Monday.
Okay.
What was it like putting Abomination on the board? How'd it go with the event, so people know what to expect if they come in on a day where you're adding something to the library? What are you doing there?
Well, we're going to be I'm going to be opening a copy of Brew and we'll have a table of it set up for anybody that wants to come in and play, and starting at about 6:00 until reasonable time for close. So probably still just about 10 because Brew's supposed to take about an hour.
Okay.
And then. after that, we'll add it to the library. So,
and you'll have somebody there who knows the
hopefully
game,
we'll
be
just have rolling
teaching it.
As much as I possibly can.
Okay.
Do you have Kickstarter versions? Like, did they do a retail pledge where you got some Kickstarter versions for sale, or you have the retail versions?
I have the retail versions. I wasn't aware that this one went through Kickstarter.
Yeah, actually, it may not have.
But,
I mentioned Kickstarter,
okay.
but I think this one went straight to retail. Actually,
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But for the first, I think it's 12 copies that I have. We have a first creature companions expansion, which is four more creature cards in the game.
Cool.
That all look pretty sweet.
So how much is it? So those of us who might want to go to your store and pick a copy up.
I don't remember.
All right, it's okay. We'll find out more. No, but I like the idea of what you're doing, where it's not just throwing something into the library. It's more of an event for those that are interested in that game. It's something where they can join with other people who are interested in that game, and then maybe meet up and make decisions on playing it together. Like maybe not playing it that night, but just seeing it explained and put on the table. So I appreciate the way you did that. I know Rob was a fan of Abomination, and he had marked that as an interested event for him.
Yeah, I didn't make it up. I really wanted to actually. I wanted to have somebody show me and teach me the game, so that was my big motivation. But I just ended up being at a time that I couldn't get up there. So, but we'll keep a lookout for. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, with Abomination, we did have a pretty decent crowd that night, but the more people were playing Blood Bowl and like other board games, so the Abomination, like we had people look at it, but it didn't actually get played that night.
Ah, okay.
Diego says that the pre-order had some extra cards.
Okay,
so that's the
those extra
promo
cards.
piece.
Okay, cool.
And I have those with each of the copies that I have. So.
Oh wow! Every copy at Armada's got the extra cards, folks. That's how I got my.
While supplies last, yeah.
asterisk. That's where I got my Small World of Warcraft. Came with the dice that in the same way through you. You were able to get that extra for me.
Yep.
That's Armada Games and Temple Terrace.
Also, Deadman's Cabal is finally getting a retail release.
Right, I heard that.
We backed the Kickstarter for it. Was that 3 years ago now?
Wow,
yeah, it's been a while.
Two or 3 years ago. But it's finally getting its actual full retail release, and the retail release is going to be identical to the Kickstarter game.
Okay,
that's a good thing. That's good.
So, like all the upgraded components and stuff are hanging around for the retail game. But I think that's next month. Kind of hard to keep track of all the release dates, and some of them changing pretty frequently.
Yeah.
What is the main thing of Deadman's Cabal? Robert's got the pictures up here.
Oh, Deadman's Cabal. Everybody's playing a necromancer because who needs to invite people to a. Jeez, I just messed that up real bad. Who needs to invite friends to a party when you can just raise your own?
There you go.
It's a resource like swapping game. There's a bunch of different actions that you can take. So at its root, it's an action selection game where you do a thing and then get a bonus, and everybody else does the same thing. But there's skulls, there's bones, cards, runes. Like there's a bunch of different resources, and it's what do you want to swap out? Like I can go to this place and get bones, and then I can use the bones to get runes, or I can use them to get extra actions, or skulls to determine where I'm going to go. Like it's a giant balancing act that fits together very well for one of my top games.
Yeah, there you go. I know it's gotten a little criticism because of the dark macabre setting, but the components are really cool. There's little miniature skulls, little miniature femurs, bones that are in there, and so it's got.
The artwork is very cartoony as well.
Okay.
Like, Abomination is by far more on the macabre level than Deadman's Cabal is.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I can imagine like if it went to production and didn't have the actual like plastic bones and skulls, it would probably have a little bit higher impact.
Sure.
Because I know that there are some people that kind of stuff puts off.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It sounded like a bit of what Robert loves, conversion of cubes.
Converting cubes, pushing things, converting skulls to bones and cubes to stones. Yep.
Well, Michael, thank you for the phone call and the update, and thank you for staying open later now. I know that makes it harder for you to join us here. I appreciate you stepping outside to make this call because I know you're still open. I think as of this week, you opened it up till 11 o'clock?
Yep, we're open until 11, and right now I've got 7 tables of Magic, a Blood Bowl game, an Age of Sigmar game, and a 40K game going on.
Wow, full house.
Things are starting to feel so normal again. It feels good. It's starting to feel normal again.
Yep.
All right.
Well, best wishes to you, Michael, and Armada Games in Temple Terrace.
Well, thanks for calling in.
And to all of those that called in, we want to say thank you.
Have a good evening, Mike.
Yep, have fun, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I mean, a lot of calls today, a lot of different games being played. We want to say thank you for joining us on the call-in portion of our show. We're going to post up on Sunday another podcast.
Yep. So we're going to stay a little late
I
tonight.
think we got Michael hanging out.
Yep, we're going to stay
tonight.
late. The 4 of us are going to do a little extra filming. We're going to put that on tape. So again, don't stay on. We're not live after this. We're going to record, and then we're going to put that out Saturday.
It's like my disclaimer king. It's like I have an attorney next to me.
I got to put it out there. Just, we hopefully have a lot of first time watchers, so we want to set them up.
I appreciate you, Rob.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm there for. Yeah.
We're going to record tonight for Sunday. We're going to post for Sunday the podcast. If you haven't caught up, I think we've done 2 of them. And this will be our 3rd one.
Okay.
So go listen back to those of what we've been playing. We'll talk more tonight about what we played this past week and post it up for you Sunday. But join us again next week. I had a kid graduate. We showed up and did the live stream.
Yeah.
Had a baby born. We showed up and did the live stream.
Yeah.
Robert, this is probably the longest campaign game I've ever participated in.
You're more committed to this than you are to any legacy game we've ever played.
Right. This is the longest campaign game I've been a part of, and that's because of y'all and the connection you guys are all making with us.
Yeah.
About what you're playing and all the different parts of the country that you're playing and world now.
Yeah,
and
worldwide.
Now. Yeah. So please, thank you. Please continue. Thank you for doing it. My name is Carlos.
I'm Rob.
Oh, Michael Lorenzo.
I was like,
Will switched you up this time.
I was literally going in a circle, and I'm William.
There.
And we're the Beans and Nice podcast. We are a podcast about
how we
game. Thanks for watching, and have a good night, folks.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Good night.